This is Ultra Blue Energy coming at you. Today I want to talk about the world's most iconic detectives. 4 teenagers and talking man's best companion. Yep, that's right, I'm talking about Scooby and Company. The Mystery Gang, a group of kids who always risk their safety facing ghouls and monsters. All which turn out to be fake, but neither here nor there. I talk about Mystery Incorporated because today I'ma rank all 5 members. That's right, we're gonna rank the best members, from the ascot wearing jock to the dog himself. Looks like we got another video on our hands. Let's get this thing going. Now I want to start off everything by saying the usual. This ranking is subjective. If you don't like this list, my opinion, yada yada yada, you ought to know how it goes by now. Don't look at me crazy if I didn't rank Velma number 1. Just saying. Alright, I got that out of the way. Let's carry on. I watched multiple Scooby-Doo animated films. The characters and their endless adventures of solving cases are a spectacle in animated fiction. Monsters are spoopy, and the characters never fail to keep us engaged. But there is an ever-present mystery. Which character is the star in all our hearts? I guess it's time to start answering that question. Without holding y'all up, let's start this list off from low to high. Let's kick things off with number 5, Fred Jones, the leader of the Mystery Gang, the man with the plan. It's easy to say that without your boy Fred Jones, Mystery Incorporated wouldn't be a thing. Whenever a monster terrorizes a town, Fred makes the call to action. He has tact, he has strategy, he is clever, he is infatuated with his freaking ascot for some reason.
Don't tug my ascot. Don't
Seriously?
pull my ascot.
That aside, when Fred puts his mind on something, he gets down to business. Fred doesn't mess around. Honestly, what's more to say about this guy? Lots of people like to dunk on Fred, for reasons simple and not. Maybe it's for not having as much appeal as other characters, which is not true. There are at least several jokes and memes about Fred on the internet, including this claim that he doesn't have his own catchphrase, which is far from the truth. To prove it to you, let's do a little rundown. Scooby-Doo says, Shaggy says, Velma says, Daphne says,
Jeepers!
And what does Fred say? No, he does not say f. He says,
It looks like we have a real mystery on our hands.
and
Let's split up and look for clues.
Fred doesn't have a spooked catchphrase because he's an alpha male. He is the apex. Take that or leave it. With that said, let's move on to rank number 4. Let's talk about the beautiful Daphne Blake, the hot chick of the group. The spice, the type of chick many of us found at least once in our dreams. Daphne has been a member of Mystery Inc. for as long as we know, known for her iconic fashion sense. She has the purple dress and the green scarf to go along with the red head. Jeepers, what a gal this is. Daphne doesn't just bring her own knowledge and charms to the table. These days, even though you barely see it, she can hold her own with martial arts and fighting techniques. Just look at how she handles this guy. Damsel in distress. Says who? If you ask me, Shaggy and Scooby are the ones in distress. Daphne is right up there with Ripley on the Badass Chicks Hall of Fame. But if she's so good, why is she this low on the list? Despite the undeniable flair that she has, she just doesn't bring an impact like the others do. While some stories put her more in the spotlight, she is lacking in other stories. Most of the time, she's just looked at as a love interest for Fred, always making mean faces every time he interacts with another girl. And Fred does the same thing. It's back and forward with these two. I wish these two would stop messing around and level up already. Daphne is good, but not good enough for a higher rank. To be honest, Fred and Daphne could rank equally. The only reason Daphne is above Fred is because she's brighter in terms of personality. Also, who animated her dancing like this? It is cute. Now, let's move right on to rank number 3. Time for a little bit of brain. You, me, the internet, we all know Velma Dinkley too well. The shorty, the nerd girl, the orange sweater, the glasses she always drops. For real, somebody get this chick her glasses and maybe duct tape it to her skull. Now, it is no secret at all that Velma is the brains of the operation. Naturally, she always leans towards the notion that everything must have a logical explanation. and that in reality, nothing is supernatural. Fred may be the strategist and the leader, but Velma has proven herself to be the most important member by far. Without her, most mysteries would have remained unsolved. While her intelligence remains consistent, her personality shifts between adaptations, even more so than other characters. Sometimes she's the default smart girl, in others, she's sarcastic or snarky, and sometimes she comes out bubbly. But no matter what version of Velma is displayed, the internet will always have a fascination with this girl, especially in ways. I mean, you feel how you want to feel. The internet is weird, grass is green, I'm blue. What you gonna do? Now I feel that it's only right to keep Velma right here in the middle, smack dab. Now here comes the really hard part, because we're moving on to Shaggy and Scooby. In all adaptations, Scooby and Shaggy are the real stars of the show, hands down. They're one of the greatest duos in history, and both of their personalities are an exact match. They're completely inseparable. Unfortunately, I can't put these two on the same rank. I have to put them in their respective spots. So ultimately, I'm gonna put Shaggy as number 2, the coward of the group, the lanky beatnik hipster, a guy who many of you like to call a stoner, even though we never seen him smoke. In every Scooby-Doo show, Shaggy is always eating an abnormal amount of food. Dude is always going for seconds, thirds, fourths, and fifths. I mean, dang, dude got a black hole of a stomach. I mean, at least save some for me.
And the chocolate sauce.
Dude, check it out.
And people think I'm nasty when I put barbecue sauce on everything. Yeah! And he's always the one who gets caught up in situations with monsters. Him and Scooby-Doo. It happens to him every time they split up. Yeah, Shaggy always has to accompany the dog, while Fred is alone with 2 women. Yeah, I see why he always says let's split up. You sly dog. Shaggy beyond all the others is the goofiest and wittiest character. That and his undying loyalty to his best friend. They eat together, they sang together, and they run away screaming together. And this is actually a crazy feat on Shaggy's part. Scooby is a Great Dane, and Great Danes run up to 30 miles per hour. And Shaggy is fast enough to catch up with one. Yeah, I just want to throw that out there. Now finally, let's move on to the star of the show, Scooby-Doo himself. Now how many of you saw this coming? I mean, it was inevitable. The dog has been an icon for 50 plus years. He never fails to satisfy us in his endless adventures. The dog is absolutely everything Shaggy is. A pocket universe of a stomach, a fraidy cat even though he's a dog, and willing to win the day for a Scooby snack. What makes Scooby's case special is that he's a talking dog, anthropomorphic man's best friend, and the best one in cartoon history. His influence is undeniable, and so was his number 1 spot on this list. Scooby-Doo is undeniably the best member of the Scooby-Doo gang, with his appeal outmatching every single character. Now let's do a little bit of a recap, y'all. Fred takes number 5. His appeal is low, but he's proven to be a very useful character. Daphne is number 4. Her charm alone puts her above Fred. Velma takes the spot of number 3, proven to be the most useful character and holding her own with her own personality. Shaggy is number 2 thanks to his wits and cowardice, and the talking canine Scooby-Doo holds firm in first place. And that's my Scooby-Doo ranking list done and done. This list was a whole lot of fun to make. It was a bit held up because I was occupied with a client, and I got my money's worth. Cha-ching, baby, know what I'm saying? And lately, I've been watching a whole lot of Scooby-Doo movies. I'm trying to finish the list of them on HBO Max, and I have been engaged with the characters. You should give them a watch when you're feeling down. They are really great cartoon movies. Anyways, y'all can let me know how y'all think about the list, and I can go ahead and get out of here. This is Ultra Blue, and I'm blasting off on you.